Good morning, everyone. I invite all of you to move a little bit to your right,
Or all the way around.
or over on this side if you'd like. You sure? My name is Terry Wiesel, and I have the privilege of being the Vice President for Workforce Development and Community Education at SUNY Westchester Community College. And I am so happy to see all of you here this morning to celebrate with us the opening of our new SUNY Westchester Yonkers Center. This is the culmination of strategic planning and conceptualization that began several years ago, and it furthers the college's commitment to the residents of the city of Yonkers and to Southern Westchester. We've been here at the Cross County Center since 2003, when we first opened our extension center in what is now the Hyatt. And we're so proud to be here today to look towards the future and to share the promise of higher ed and workforce training with all of you and with the residents in this county. It's my pleasure at this time to introduce Dr. Belinda Miles, President of Westchester Community College.
Thank you so much, Terry, and welcome everyone. Good morning. We're so excited that Yonkers is growing, and so is SUNY Westchester Community College. Terry's been an awesome quarterback. So I know it's football season. That'll be my only reference today. But we're so excited about the team that she's assembled, our director of this beautiful facility, Joe Cook, Karen Helfner, who helps with our extension facilities, Dr. Vanessa Morris is with us today, the college provost, who helped with the academic programming, Rob Cirillo, our amazing director of facilities, who just worked with so many organizations and agencies to coordinate this construction. Brian Murphy, our vice president for finance, who helped us get the financing going and moving that along. So we're so grateful. As Terry mentioned, more than 20 years ago, Westchester Community College was invited to open an extension center here in the Cross County Center. And we saw the promise of this location. We saw that it held the promise of making access available to more residents, not just of Yonkers, but of Southern Westchester and also the Northern Bronx. We don't mind sharing borders and having friends cross those borders. And so to date, we've provided thousands of residents with the training and education that they need to achieve their academic goals, acquire high-paying middle skills jobs. Those are the ones that require more than high school, but not quite the baccalaureate. The associate degree is just perfect for that. They've also been able to provide for their families and can contribute to the advancement of the region. Bridget, you like to hear about that, right? In economic development, and that gets us as far as today. We also find ourselves looking toward the future. And according to Stan Davis in his book, Future Perfect, one defining characteristic of the future is the idea of mass customization. This is the era that we're living in now. The ability to provide a personalized, consumer-centric experience on a broad scale. Organizations best positioned to succeed in the decades to come are those that are agile and able to adapt to the diverse and evolving needs of multiple constituents. That's a lot of words. That's a lot of things, being a lot of things to a lot of people. But we have to do this working with new markets in the communities that we serve. SUNY Westchester Community College has been intentional in developing programs, policies, and services that enable us to remain relevant and responsive in such a dynamic environment. The pace of change is more rapid than we've ever seen. The college has worked closely with local business leaders to develop programs and courses that give our students critical thinking, analysis skills, and problem-solving skills, as well as the technical knowledge to fill critical middle skills jobs and prepare for advanced careers that fuel our regional economic growth. We know that businesses need qualified employees and that students are eager to complete their studies and training so that they can take their place in the workforce. So we've introduced and expanded our micro-credentialing and short-term training in fields like IT, health technologies, and advanced manufacturing. We know that our students live busy and complex lives. It hasn't been easy, and many are still recovering from the effects of the pandemic. So SUNY WCC is making it easier for students to attend classes by introducing flexible class schedules and providing multiple instructional modalities with options for in-person, remote, and high-flex learning. And you'll have an opportunity to tour that facility. And we know that expectations for speed and efficiency are the new standard expected today. So we've worked to remove barriers for students, both traditional age and adult learners, by streamlining processes and putting geographic inconvenience in the rear view mirror. This is why SUNY Westchester is expanding our presence in Yonkers. This new state-of-the-art facility is triple the size of our previous extension center. With computer and science labs and a full array of student services, students can come here to study business management, criminal justice, or fashion design and technology. And for students in the Bronx or Westchester who are interested in a career in the fashion industry, they no longer have to rely on going to Manhattan to get that experience started. They can do it right here in Westchester County. You can, where they can learn in the latest design studios and be able to have proximity to Manhattan if that's what they might prefer for Fashion Week or something like that. So we're continuously exploring new ways to serve the people of the county. We're so grateful for the many partners that we have. We can't do it alone. I mentioned some of our internal team members at the top of my speech, and I'm delighted that we have our government partners without whom we don't exist. And so we're so grateful for the ongoing commitment that we've had. And I will, we have several dignitaries here with us today, and we'll hear from a few of them, beginning with County Executive George Latimer, followed by a special guest appearance from, from Senator and State Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, who will grace us with a welcome as well. Yonkers Mayor Mike Spano, State Senator Shelley Mayer, CEO of Marks Realty Craig Deidelsweig, and our student Autumn Ricketts, who I shared with him that I sang just this week, and I sang the two songs, Autumn in New York and Autumn Leaves, and he looked at me like, what are those? And so so we'll have to get his jazz skills up to speed there, and he's also a recording artist as well. Again, thank you all for being with us. Chairman Leroy, SUNY Westchester Board Chairman Dr. Leroy Mitchell will close us out and officiate our ribbon cutting ceremony. So hang in there with us. I invite to the podium County Executive George Latimer.
Well, good morning. I'm sure you're well aware of the phrase, what goes around comes around. And as I pulled into my parking space here for this event, I had one of those moments of something coming back around again. 1976 is a long time ago, not quite 50 years ago. And I was living in an apartment about a mile and a half from here over the border in Mount Vernon. And I got a call from my mother who said that your sister is stranded at work and her car died and you have to go pick her up. And I said, sure, Ma, I will. So I drove over to this very parking lot when this was John Wanamaker. My sister had a bomb of a car that finally breathed its last somewhere in this area of the parking lot. And I picked her up and drove her back home. And as soon as I leave here, I'm going to give her a call and say, I returned to the scene of the crime. And now it is Westchester Community College's outstanding facility here in Yonkers. I've come back for this moment along with members of my executive team. I'm very proud to introduce names I'm sure you're familiar with. Our Deputy County Executive, Ken Jenkins, is here. We have dual responsibilities. He belongs to Belinda and Leroy. He also belongs to us, John Nona, who is our county attorney, as well as a member of the Board of Trustees. We have Bridget Gibbons, who's our Director of Economic Development, and Tom Kleiner, who is here with our Workforce One Stop. And if I missed any of our other executives, I apologize. But we're very proud, and Westchester County government takes great pride in the work of the Westchester Community College. And I want to highlight that over my years in county government, I was a legislator for many years, I always felt that if the community college had more independence in decision-making process, they could do things more dynamically and creatively, and this is proven by the work that Dr. Miles, her team, and the Board of Trustees have done. And this is an example of what happens when the county and the state, which are funders to some degree of this institution, still let educators and administrators come up with their ideas, and they come up with creative ideas, and you see this is one of those examples. What this location proves, and I was just talking to Craig for a few minutes ago, two things, I think, and then I'm happy to turn the microphone over to my next colleague. The first thing is the vibrancy of this location. Cross County Shopping Center is an iconic place in American retail real estate. And I was a kid, as I mentioned, we'd walk over here to hang out here because it was the first outdoor mall of any sort, certainly in this area and perhaps in the nation. I think it was, from my understanding of it. And it still has vibrancy today. This campus location in Mike's city of Yonkers is easily accessible to people all across Yonkers. We have a Beeline bus system that serves this area. We have copious parking, and we have ancillary services and all the other businesses that are here in this center. And at the same time, because of the cross county, it's access to the Hutch and the Sawmill and the Thruway and Central Avenue. If you live in Bronxville, Tuckahoe, Eastchester, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Pelham, Scarsdale, you're easily accessible to this location, and that is exactly what we want for a campus to expand our services of making sure this educational opportunity is there for as many people as possible. Because we all understand that education is the rising tide that lifts all boats, and this institution is the opportunity for the person maybe is not ready for the four-year college experience yet, or is returning back for educational credit so that their career can advance and their economics can advance. And that's what this center means, and the geography of being here in Yonkers is essential. The second story here, and again, this is what Craig and I were just chatting about, is how you rethink and have a rebirth for facilities that had one purpose and then find a new purpose, because the world is changing around us. As I recognize, I think we all do of a certain age, how much technology makes us do things differently now than we did before. It's a great opportunity, but it's also a great stress. And we've seen what's happened in the retail world, where less bricks and mortar, more buying online, buildings that were purposed for one purpose now don't have that purpose anymore, and yet a new purpose can be found that's vibrant and viable. And when this facility includes medical services as well as educational services, it is adapting to the 2020s, not the 1970s or the 1950s. And it's encouraging for me to see that that kind of change can happen in a society. It tells me that there are other challenges that we have outside of the community college and education, but we are creative enough to adapt to it. So for the sake of Yonkers, for the sake of this educational institution and all the people that it serves, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm just glad that my sister's car isn't over there, dead, and we have to figure out, now that I have her, how do we tow the damn thing out of here?
Thank you, County Executive George Latimer, and I have to tell you, I've been mayor when we didn't have the best relationship with our county, and I'm mayor now where we have a true partnership. A partnership that exists between me, Westchester County Executive, certainly the Deputy Westchester County Executive, Ken Jenkins, this facility, which is run by Dr. Belinda Miles, and thank you, Doctor, because you run a wonderful, wonderful college. And you know what? There are so many wonderful things happening here in Yonkers. We first lead from the fourth largest city to the third. That means that our population went up pretty significantly. For us to do that, we statistically are the fastest growing big city in New York. We even outpace New York City statistically, right? So we'll take it. But there's a lot happening here. You know, Lionsgate, Great Point Studios, 22 new studios are going to be built in the city of Yonkers. Yonkers Raceway, and I'm sure that the majority leader will speak about it, and the expansion of gaming. All that means, or maybe she won't, but I don't know. Sorry, Senator, I don't want to put you on the spot on that one. But it means, seriously, thousands of jobs, thousands of opportunities for people that live here in this city. kids that work in our city who want to continue to be here and to make a life here, will have these opportunities. We're able to build new schools. We have Westchester Community College that is making a major investment in Yonkers. I would suspect that the largest population you have in your school is from Yonkers. And that makes us very, very proud, because we know how great of an education they're getting from Westchester. But we also know that it's good, especially for some of our kids who live and work in this community, that they'd be able to use the Thruway or the Metro North or the Beeline buses just to get here. And they don't have to travel to another community. That speaks volumes about what it is that you're all doing and your priorities, and that's good for Yonkers. So, as mayor, on behalf of myself and the members of the city council, I see Councilman John Rubo is here. Any other members of the council here, John? So I know that Councilman John Rubo is here, and we want to say thank you, because this can't happen if there isn't that partnership. And that partnership starts at the top of the county executive. It also continues with the president of WCC and your board. Cecile Singer is one of them, former assemblyman and assembly member and a good friend of mine. It's exciting. It makes us feel good. It's good to know that these opportunities are here. They're going to get a good education. And you know what? They don't have to leave Yonkers, because we're building housing and we have jobs. And that's what we hope, that people have the opportunity to stay where they were born and raised, if they want to. But also, if they don't want to, they'll have the tool set to be able to go, spread their wings, and do something even greater. So for that, I want to say thank you. I also want to introduce, I'm very, very lucky. I know I say this all the time, and the Senate Majority Leader probably gets tired of hearing me say this. Every mayor wants to be able to say that the Senate Majority Leader comes from their community. So I am lucky I could say that. And certainly she is very effective and somebody who does wonderful things for our city. So with that, give a nice round of applause to the Senate Majority Leader, Andrea Stewart-Cousins.
Thank you so much, Mayor. It is, and just because you said I would say the racetrack, I'm going to say it. But, it is part of what is happening in Yonkers and the opportunities that exist here. But, I'm sitting next to Autumn, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say. And Dr. Miles, I was listening to you about singing Autumn Leaves, and yesterday, I went to the 25th anniversary of The Lion King. Exactly. Everybody's like, 25 years? Like, really? Has it been that long? Yes, it has. So, and in 2002, George, you and I, on the county board, we were here beyond your sister's car. I was on the legislature at the time begging for a satellite right here in Yonkers, because at that point we were only the fourth largest city. Now we're the third largest city. I thought you'd say that. But we knew that there was opportunity right here for people to be able to access quality education. And so to be in the state now and be part of the continual support of this opportunity for the wide variety of people who understand that education is indeed the key makes me extremely happy. It's an investment that we, and I'll mention the Assemblyman Sage and Predlow, who also are part of our delegation. I'll be introducing our education chair, Shelley Mayer. But it gives us tremendous pride in the constellation of community colleges to represent this one right here. Because you all, Dr. Miles, the staff, the faculty, the board, do an amazing job of meeting the moment. And that's why we can continue to grow, because whatever industry we bring, whatever challenge we bring, we know that this institution will rise to the occasion and meet us where we need them to meet us so that we continue to give the quality education that people have as a foundation to build. So congratulations, and it is my pleasure. As I said, we do a lot of things in the state, but some of the most important things we do is around the education space, and we could not have a better advocate than our own, another Yonkers resident, Senator Shelley Mayer. Senator Mayer.
Thank you so much, and it really is such a treat to be here, and thank you to the majority leader for naming me as chair of the Senate Education Committee. And I could say for years the school of choice for the graduates of the Yonkers High School, all of the Yonkers High Schools, has been WCC. And this incredible opportunity to have this full program here is going to make a world of difference for our kids. I want to highlight, that's okay. We'll try that. That sounds good. I want to thank Dr. Miles and the staff and the board, and I want to tell 3 stories of how WCC, SUNY WCC, we call it now, is the path forward for so many kids from Yonkers. One of my first constituent directors transferred from a full 4-year school, which he was encouraged to enroll in and he could not afford. He dropped out. He came to WCC while he was working for me, graduated from WCC because of his good grades, and what we have in SUNY was able to transfer to City College, where he graduated, went on to Fordham Law School, and is now the chief counsel for the Westchester County Board of Legislators. From Yonkers High School through WCC, that was the path forward. The second person that works for me had 4 children, high school education, very, very smart but not educated person. After her 4th child, she got herself back in what was then called the Displaced Homemakers Program, for those of you who are old, at WCC, got a full, after 2 years, because this is the magic of this school, got a full scholarship to Columbia University, where she graduated and still works for me. And the third person graduated from Portchester High School, a DACA recipient. She had no opportunity to go very much anywhere, and she had to find and raise the money. Through WCC, she was able to transfer after 2 years to John Jay and get her bachelor's. This school is the path, the magic for students, to give them the opportunity to move ahead in whatever their dream may be. And having this school here in Yonkers, our home, where we care about every one of these students, whether they're from Yonkers or Mount Vernon or the Bronx or anywhere else, this path right here and the richness of the program is going to be such a blessing for our community, but more important, for every kid. And that's what our job is. And you are making that happen, and we are so, so grateful. So thank you, Dr. Miles, and thank you to the board. And it's my pleasure to introduce the CEO of Mark's Realty, who is the person who's in charge of this absolutely fantastic place. And yes, I was here at Wanamaker's too, I hate to say. Craig Deidelsweig, who is really the part of the partnership that makes this happen. Thank you, Craig.
So thank you all for coming here to Cross County Center and celebrating the opening of SUNY Westchester and their beautiful new campus. And I wanted to thank the SUNY Westchester team, Terry in particular, but Rob and Joe and Brian. I mean, you all were just terrific to work with, and we really did think of it as a partnership. And I also would like to thank the Marks team. They're a bunch of rock stars. And you know, despite all the supply chain issues, they actually were able to open this center on time, which is just, you know, amazing. So really well done, and thank you. And also to the city of Yonkers for getting us the permit so we could open. And then, you know, we always think of Cross County Center as a community hub and a real town square. And SUNY Westchester is such a big part of that town square, so we love that you're growing here, and we look forward to seeing all your students just, you know, thrive here, and we look forward to seeing their achievements. So thank you all.
It's my privilege now to introduce the evidence of why it is we all do what we do and why we're here today. And that is to introduce our student speaker who has hit the ground running here at Yonkers, at SUNY Westchester Yonkers, Mr. Autumn Ricketts. Autumn?
Hello, everyone. My name is Joshua Ricketts, also known as Autumn to friends and loved ones, and I'm a student here at SUNY WCC Yonkers. First, I would like to greet Dr. Miles, Mayor Spano, County Executive Vladimir, State Senator Mayor, and our community leaders on this special occasion. I would also like to thank SUNY Westchester Community College of Yonkers, their team, for allowing me to represent the students at this grand opening. Being enrolled in this college has taught me a multitude of lessons, from discipline to integrity and the importance of community. The life of a college student at any level isn't easy, as I'm sure many of you can attest to. But my experience here at SUNY WCC Yonkers cannot be matched. It's an incredible group of educators and staff, and because it's right in my neighborhood, there are no barriers to pursuing my education, and there isn't one thing I'd wish to change, even the homework. We are fortunate to be able to take our classes and participate in clubs and other activities right here in Yonkers, in this amazing new space, close to where we work and live. While I can't speak for my fellow classmates, I can say that having access to this first-rate education here in Yonkers is life-changing for me. After graduating from Roosevelt High School, I knew I needed a college education to pursue my dream of once becoming a music producer in the future. And I knew that I needed a college education to do that. And I also knew that WCC was the school for me, in no small part because it was affordable. Given my family obligations and lack of transportation, I was not able to fully commit to attending college in Valhalla. And if it weren't for WCC Yonkers, I am not sure what I would have done. Even though I began here just this semester, I've learned lessons that I'm confident I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Perseverance, determination, and remaining calm in the face of adversity. Hard work really does pay off, especially when you're immersed in a supportive environment with peers, teacher, and staff who will and are dedicated to your success. Thank you, WCC.
Before I invite our chairman of the board, Dr. Mitchell, to the podium and we proceed with the ribbon cutting, I hope you'll indulge me in a few more thank yous. I'd like to thank Dolores Swearin-Yao and the Westchester Community College Foundation. When we talk about, many of our board members from the foundation are here today, and when we talk about partnerships with government, with business, with industry, with our K through 12, I think our strongest partnership, in fact, they are us and we are they, is the Westchester Community College Foundation. So thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your dedication to us. Thank you for supporting students like Autumn pursue their goals. Craig, I want to thank you again and the team at Marks Realty, Carl Calabro, Liz Polick, Jeff Young. Jeff, I know I, for one, but I think I speak for the team at Westchester, appreciate your leadership, and you're really becoming one of us through this process, so thank you so much. Dr. Miles referenced some of my WCC colleagues, Rob Cirillo, Brian Murphy, Tony Scordino, Stuart Glass, who helped us through all of the procurement process, Dr. Vanessa Morris, my colleague and provost, and our academic deans and faculty who are really building the programs that we're going to offer our students here at SUNY Yonkers. Thank you, Dean Martinez Lopez, who has become our sort of dean in residence here and has an office and makes herself truly available to the faculty and the students. Thank you, Dean Pam Pollard, Jerry Maselli, our media team, who have been working diligently, not just for today, but to equip us with all the high flex equipment that's going to connect Yonkers to Peekskill, Mount Vernon, Ossining, and Valhalla, of course. and connect our students and our faculty through high-flex technology. Our other Extension Center staff, many of whom rallied over the summer to help make this opening happen on time, so thank you to all of you. Karen Helfer, Assistant Dean for Extension Centers. Karen was the orchestra leader, bringing people together, creating meeting agendas, coordinating with the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York, who helped us equip this beautiful center, and doing all the follow-up necessary for this process. Thank you so much, Karen. Joe Cook, director of this beautiful facility. Joe, I'm wondering if you had to reintroduce yourself to your wife and your kids, maybe sometime earlier this month, since I think you slept here through most of spring and summer. Thank you for everything that you've done, and thank you for your dedication to our students. And last but certainly not least, thanks to the entire Yonkers team, Kayla Garcia, Denise Chambers, Jeff Silverstein, Michael Gossett, Anna Villafuerte, Noe Soriano, Mia Farish-Campbell, Alexandra Lays, Kathy Graff, Ivory Mendez, Amun, our wonderful student worker, our great security guards who are part of this team and the heart and soul of this center on many early mornings and late evenings, Jerry, Modisa, and Prince. So thank you for all of you, for all that you do. We are really here and the pulse is beating because of all those people involved in this center. It's now my pleasure to introduce Chairman of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Leroy Mitchell, for some final remarks.
Good morning. Let me first introduce my fellow trustees here, John Nona and Debbie Races. Thank you very much for coming. Today marks a very important milestone in the 75-year history of this great institution. There is a saying that if the mountain can't go to Muhammad, Muhammad comes to the mountain. Well, here we have it. Westchester County, Westchester Community College, SUNY Westchester Community College has come to the people. It has come to the people. So that which used to be the greatest secret in Westchester County is now in the limelight. And that is why we're here today. A place where the smart students attend college. Those who realize the value of money, and they can get an excellent education while saving over $90,000 in the process, which they use to go further. But that's not all. The myriads of programs which we offer to both the traditional students and the not-so-traditional students, and our capacity for distance learning, and the various degrees and certificates and credentials that we're able to offer make us what the outstanding institution that it is right now. Today, we are positioning the institution to take advantage not only of the Westchester market, but to make greater inroads to our neighbors in the South and those who are looking for an alternative place from what they have. But our capacity and capabilities goes beyond the mere geographical boundaries because of our distance learning capacity. Today, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would like to thank all the participants who have brought this to fruition. The county government, the state, the federal government, the WCC Foundation, or other benefactors, and most important, our students. Additionally, I'd like to thank the staff, the faculty, under the leadership of Dr. Miles, whose idea it was to make us realize the opportunities we have in Yonkers and to bring this day to its reality. This is the moment that we have been waiting for. At this time, our speakers will conduct the ceremonial cutting, ribbon cutting, signifying the introduction of our expanded state-of-the-art teaching and learning space in Yonkers. Together, we recognize and celebrate years of strategic planning and laborious execution to create even more opportunities for New Yorkers to access an affordable and high-quality education. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Westchester Community College, and joined by the State University of New York System, New York State, Westchester County, the City of Yonkers, the Westchester Community College Foundation, and our private enterprise partners at Marks Realty, and Cross County Center, I am pleased and honored to officially declare the opening of the Yonkers campus of SUNY Westchester County.
While we're setting up for the ribbon cutting, I just have a few announcements. We invite all of you to join us inside for refreshments after the ribbon cutting. We also invite you to walk around the entire center. There are staff from the Yonkers Center at key locations ready to show you the space and explain the environment. And I also just ask that you be mindful because classes are in session, and so many of the rooms are occupied with faculty and students.
Five, four, three, two, one.